What was the keyword that got you into Web3?
Oh, the keyword. Mm. Okay, so 2021 days, right? So that's when I got started. I was living in Miami, and my neighbors would always say to me, I was walking my dog Coco at the time, you need to learn MetaMask. You need to learn about this. I'm telling you, this is it. You got to do it. You got to figure out what minting gas fees mean, whatever, tweak. And I was like, okay. So I launched a collection on OpenSea. I don't I don't remember where the wallet is. I don't know what happened with all that. Well, NFT NYC picked it up, and they reached out to me and they said, "Would you speak at our conference?" So it was a first round speaker, first year they've ever done it. It was on my birthday. It was in New York. Bored Apes were pumping. They were at the Brooklyn warehouse. I didn't know anything about the apes yet. Well, fast forward a month later, I get a DM on LinkedIn from the hiring manager at Yuga Labs. I know a few of you know this story. Well, they reached out and said to me, we love all of your experience. We'd like to offer you a role as a social media manager. We can't disclose the company. Would you be interested in chatting more? So they send me this fat NDA, and I'm like, okay, this is serious. I've worked with headhunters before. I have a huge experience line from agency work, like 14, 15 years working in auto. So I was like, maybe it's an auto. And then they started talking about NFTs, and I was like, okay, this is another very other interesting. So I started telling my Miami friends about this, and they're like, no, no, that's a scam. And I was like, I'm going to give it a shot. They're like, no, nobody gives out six-figure jobs through DMs. I'm like, well, I'm really smart, so they might. And so I took the chance, had meetings with Garga, Gordo, Sass, Empire Tomato. I don't know if anybody is familiar with the four founding fathers, but I worked with all four of them from the day one. This is before we had a CEO who was V Strange, and her husband Pez was the creative officer before Figgy became that person. This was before we had a legal team. I was the 13th person to come on board the Bored Ape Yacht Club, and I was hired as the social media manager. So it was massive. It was when all the apes were coming in, Kevin Hart, Paris Hilton, Jimmy Fallon. I mean, those days were out of control. I had my first ape that was borrowed to me by NGBX Ben. It was a clean ape. It had a pink dress on with a cigarette, but I called it a J, 420 friendly. So these